Okay, it happened. The best wide receiver in college football did, in fact, enter the transfer portal. Let's talk about it after the stinger. It's Felix Sharp at Sharp Review on Twitter for campus2canton.com. I hope you like the work that we're doing here on this page, keeping you updated on these player values as these players enter the transfer portal. The reason why we're doing it is, quite frankly, it matters. We're playing in Campus to Canton fantasy leagues, which incorporate college and NFL players. And if you want to play and that sounds interesting to you, then go ahead and hit the link in the description box for more information. While you're at it, hit the like button on this video, hit the subscribe. We're trying to get to 3,000 subscribers before the end of the year. We got, 17 days left. Small independent brand. Help us get to that goal. We're doing the work here. Go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Evan Stewart, for my money, in 2024 is going to be the best wide receiver in college football. Now, I know I said that here in the intro, and y'all are going to trip on me in the comments, but after we lose Marvin Harrison Jr., after we lose Malik Nabers, after we lose Rome Odunze, Evan Stewart, in my opinion, will be the best wide receiver in college football, entering the transfer portal there from Texas A&M. Now, that had been circulated and rumored earlier in the transfer portal season, and it didn't happen. It happened today, just in the last couple of minutes. So, Evan Stewart is in the portal. In my opinion, he's a player that exists on the Garrett Wilson spectrum of player, and I think that that's fair for most people who follow recruiting, who know who Evan Stewart is. The number one wide receiver in his class 2 years ago. He's going to have the world as his oyster with offers. Any school that you consider to be a blue blood, every school is going to be offering Evan Stewart because he is going to be the best wide receiver in 2024. Now, if you're looking at him from a box score perspective, had dealt with injuries last year. The previous year was a freshman. But go ahead and watch that Alabama versus Texas A&M game 2 years ago against that Alabama secondary, against Kool-Aid McKinstry. Evan Stewart had one of the best games of his young career. So now, entering the transfer portal, of course, the natural question is, where could he land? For a player like this, it's going to be a combination of money, in my opinion, and schematic fit. Wants to put up production. We saw what, some transfer wide receivers like Jameson Williams and Jordan Addison, Devontae Walker, they all went to, programs to elevate their profile. I would expect nothing less from Evan Stewart. Where could he land? There are a couple of places, to me, that come to mind naturally. Washington is one. They add Will Rogers. They're probably going to lose Rome Odunze, Jalen McMillan probably. And that offense is a push-the-ball vertical offense, or at least it was under Michael Penix Jr., but it's the same offense that Jake Haener played in at Fresno State, which there was also production for. I can't remember that wide receiver's name. That kid, he was good as a redshirt freshman when he was drafted. Somebody tell me in the comments that Fresno State wide receiver. It's not coming to me. Anyway, I think that Kalen DeBoer adding Evan Stewart, that would be a great and natural addition. Of course, you have to consider Lincoln Riley anytime a name is thrown out there because of his, thought to be penchant for offensive football. Of course, they just lose Malachi Nelson. They add Walker Howard there, but Lincoln Riley has had transfer wide receivers in Dorian Singer and Jordan Addison and Brennan Rice. So USC could be an option. Two options to me stand out above the other. One is Texas, of course, because Evan Stewart is from Texas, so Texas could be a landing spot. You got Quinn Ewers there. They just added Matthew Golden. They're going to have Jonte Cook. Just think about that wide receiver core. With Jonte Cook, Evan Stewart, and Matthew Golden, it would be by far the best wide receiver core in the country. But my top candidate is Georgia. When I look at Georgia and what they can do offensively under Carson Beck. By the way, Carson Beck in 2024 is going to be the best quarterback in college football. Will be my number one quarterback after we lose Caleb Williams and Drake May. Carson Beck will be right there. I think Georgia would be a good landing spot. Evan Stewart would be a primary receiving weapon for that team. Georgia, another team that brought in two transfer wide receivers last year, and Ra Thomas and Dominic Lovett. And when Carson Beck is performing at his best, he is taking those 5-step drops a la Phillip Rivers and throwing that ball between 15 and 20 yards down the field on a line. He also has the deep passing game that we didn't really see last year. I thought that, with Arian Smith healthy, that we would see Carson Beck throwing these rainbows off of play action. We didn't see as much of that as I thought we would, but you added Evan Stewart to the mix, and we're going to see it. So those are my 4. USC, Washington, Georgia, and Texas. I would put Georgia right up there at the top. Let me know what you think in the comments of 1, about Evan Stewart entering the transfer portal, and 2, where you think he's going to land. Go ahead and hit that like button on this video. Subscribe to the channel. Help us get to 3,000. All right. Peace.